Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm doing like a quick see my face intro today. I'm going to be posting a video that's probably a little bit different than what I normally post. I didn't want to do like another plan with me in my Hobonichi weeks. I feel like it's getting kind of monotonous because I do like the same thing every single week. So I started filming this on Sunday. And so it's pretty much close to a week. I don't think it's going to be a full week, but it's pretty close to a week where I'm kind of showing like the creative things that I like to do for a hobby and how I use like papers and planners and things like that to do that. So a lot of what you're going to see is like my Hobonichi HON, which is basically like an A5 cousin or the Hobonichi cousin, and creating like journaling spreads where I love using that as a memory book, and then also like my weekly memory spreads. So it's kind of, I don't want to say like it's choppy, but like I filmed multiple clips and kind of pieced them all together and did a voiceover. I thought that would probably be the best way to do it because it's very noisy in my house for the most part, and when I'm filling out those weekly spreads, I usually have a kid or a husband in my room talking to me about their day, or just, you know, like we're chatting, and then also dogs are barking in the background and all that good stuff. So I just thought it would be easier to like kind of show it in that way. And also like those are more like the planners, even though like I don't technically use them to plan. Those are the planners I've been gravitating towards more so lately than anything else. I'm really enjoying like the practice of memory keeping a lot. And I'm really even enjoying like the stream of conscious journaling that I do in my B6 but those are like the two books that I've been drawn to. You're not going to see any clips of me journaling in my Stalogy, and that's just because a lot of what I put in there is extremely private and I don't want to share that. But that's definitely something that I do quite a bit and that gets worked into my routine. But I'm happy to share like what's in my HON because that's really like things that I do throughout the day, little memories, and most of them are good, but some of them are, you know, not so good, or I'm tired and it's been a rough week or what, you know, whatever. So it's just an enjoyable experience. I'm also including a clip. I'm trying to decide. I haven't edited the video. I'm like filming this intro before I even know what all is going to be in the video. So surprise, whatever. No, I'm just playing. So there's a clip of me watercoloring because that's another thing that I really have been enjoying doing. And in that voiceover where I'm like showing like me watercoloring, I'm going to talk about like more so, it's not a tutorial, but I'm going to talk more so about like how I got into watercoloring, what it has done for me, and all of that. So that's kind of like what you guys have coming up after you know my face comes off the screen. And again, I just kind of wanted to share that side because I spend more time, like if you look from a weekly standpoint, I spend more time in that planner than I do any other planner that I have. Whereas like my weeks and my personal rings is more so like to keep appointments and maybe keep reference information. Like the HON is really strictly hobby and for my enjoyment and for my mental health and just for a lot of, you know, to do things that brings me joy, that I think is pretty and all of that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, just let me know. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. All right, guys. So this first clip is me actually back journaling in my Hobonichi HON. And I think that Saturday I really didn't feel like journaling. It was a weird day. And so I slept late that day. I wasn't feeling the greatest. And so it was pretty much like a pretty chill day for the most part. I actually, on the 16th, I worked on filming my plan with me that I posted that Sunday, the 17th. And so really I'm just kind of writing about my day. This is editing Tiffany coming in here talking, but this is the only clip I included of me actually journaling. So usually when I'm journaling in my HON, it's basically me writing about what happened that day and maybe any thoughts about what possibly happened that day. I just noted that I think I even wrote in there, I'm looking at it. It says it was a weird day. I slept late and spent most of the day laying in bed relaxing. And that's kind of how I spent my morning. I watched The Reverend with my husband. That movie is so bleak, you guys. I don't know if you've ever seen it. This is my second time watching it. And every single time, it's very depressing. And we started watching Yellowstone. That's been a show. I'm always late watching series. It's just, I don't usually have time to watch television. And then after that, I had taken my daughter to meet my brother at a local batting cage because she's practicing to try out for the softball team. I got home and that was when I decided to film. And then I kind of stopped filming midway through because my brother brought my daughter back home and we hung out and chatted and all that good stuff. And I noted that our neighbor's cute little bulldog had come over. She's so cute. She has like this underbite and she's just so friendly and has the cutest little face. And sometimes she likes to come visit and sometimes her owners don't know she's left. So she started wandering down the road and that was when my husband just walked her home to make sure they knew where she was. And then I noted that the rest of the evening was pretty chill. I made like chicken Alfredo for dinner. I did some art and all of that stuff. And at the end of this video, you guys are going to see a clip of my watercoloring. I went ahead and just put all of the journaling or the weekly spreads and the journaling and all of that into one clip. And then at the very end, just in case you guys are only here for the planner content and don't want to see other hobbies, I just put that at the end. And that's when I'll kind of talk about what watercoloring and art has done for me and for my mental health and just kind of unleashed like a creative side to me. When I finished writing, I decided that I didn't like how blank it was down there at the bottom of the page. So I have been watching Shada Campbell's video that she had posted where she just was doodling like spring florals and all of that. So I kind of did like my own variation and interpretation of that. So that's kind of like what you're seeing at the end here. And that's pretty much like how I journal. I usually will, pre-decorate the page if I feel like doing that. But other than that, that's basically how I journal in my Hobonichi HON. And I hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the journaling spread. So I did forget to mention in that first little journaling clip that I sped everything up to ×4. And what I decided to film here, usually I do this on Sunday evening, but I actually did this on Monday morning, was I like to go ahead and just get my weekly spread decorated. So here you're just kind of seeing me, tear up some washi tape. This washi is from Pen, Paper, and Plans. It's pretty thick. And this is kind of like when I go through and just put down the washi I want to use, lay down the stickers. I usually try to go, I don't want to say like a theme, but I kind of like, there's like a vibe that I try to go for when I'm pre-decorating these pages. I have learned that setting up like the decorations or the decor in my weekly spreads is what really keeps me motivated to actually fill these out every week. So I'm just strategically placing stickers. I think all the stickers and everything I used, like washi and everything, was all from Pen, Paper, and Plans. And so this is like a really quick process that only takes me about 5 minutes. And I really enjoy this portion of my spreads. So here you're seeing me basically fill in Monday on this weekly spread. So usually as a part of my routine, I either fill this in the evening right before I go to, or right before I lay down to either like watch TV or read before I go to sleep. But sometimes I don't get around to it. Sometimes I'm either busy or I just don't feel like doing it. So I'll do it in the morning. So I'm just filling in Mondays right now. And again, this is sped up 2 times 4. And so I just note that I get up at 5:30 in the morning. That's when I start my AM routine. I start dropping the kiddos off around 7. And then I head to work. I usually get to work between 7:45 and 8. And I worked all the way through until 3. Very rarely do I get a lunch break. I usually have about 15 minutes to shove some food in my mouth while I'm usually writing documentation or notes. That Monday was a particularly difficult day, not just because it was coming back from spring break and just kind of adjusting back to my schedule, but also some heavy topics were discussed. After work, I headed to the gym and worked out with my husband. On Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays, we've been doing deadlifts. And so we have been working towards lifting heavy. And each week we are adding 5 pounds. And so after I work out, I usually come home, have some coffee, dinner, chat with the family, and then go through our nighttime routine if we don't have any activities going on. That night it was pretty funny because Sophie fell asleep really early because, like I said, were kind of like struggling to get back in the routine and swing of things. And then this will be the only time I show this clip where I'm basically showing like how I decorate my daily journaling pages. It's not anything complicated. I put stuff on Cricut all the time. So I usually just like to kind of layer washi in my stickers. That sticker book I actually got off of Amazon. It's called Boho Dreams, and I used my fetch points to get that because it was only like $5. So it's a really cute sticker book. And so I just kind of put those in there. And then here's a quick little clip of me updating my tracker in here where I'm noting like what type of workout I do. And then I use the monthly pages to actually write down my workouts. So this was Wednesday, I actually wrote this in because I skipped filming on Tuesday. And so I just write the workout, the duration, and then if it's something distance measured, I'll write that in as well. So I'm actually filling in 2 days here. And both of these days, again, migraines kind of took over. So I did note that I took my medication. And I start filling in Tuesday. And then guess what happened as I was filling in, because I was a day behind, is I messed up and I put the stuff I did on Wednesday on Tuesday. So you'll see that in a minute where I just like drew an arrow and was like, no thank you. So Tuesday was a really busy work day and a lot of stuff happened on that day. And I just kind of note that. I usually note the mood of my work day. After work, I went to the gym and I worked out hard. That was a really good stress release for me. I noted that I had a quick chat with my daughter before church, that we had dinner to help Sophie with homework, all of that. And actually, that was stuff that was fresh on my mind from Wednesday because I'm actually filling this in on Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening before bed. So yeah, I kind of messed that up. I did note that we went on an evening walk and I took the girls to gymnastics and that my youngest child had a meltdown at gymnastics. It was a rough bit of an evening. I also had done a quick Walmart run while the girls were at gymnastics, probably like the first 30 minutes because we needed a couple of things. And then I had a talk with Sophie about attitude and not being a know-it-all. And I journaled a bit that evening and we watched Yellowstone. Wednesday, it's pretty much the same routine again. I do my AM routine, drop-offs, work. Usually my work days are pretty darn busy. I run all day long. And then I went to the gym. And then I just drew arrows because I was like, oh crap. Well, messed that up. We did go on an evening walk that night, with it staying darker longer and the weather being nice. I've been enjoying walking in the evening time. And then I hung out with my girly girls and we had a good little chat. I put on there, remember to film, haha, because I actually remembered to cut my camera on. And then I sent the kids to bed, and then I read and journaled for a bit. I also noted that I did some laundry. Wednesday I tried to do laundry, because if not, then Sunday is horrible. And then I just chilled with the hubs and watched Yellowstone, and my fountain pen did something weird that day. So that was me completing that. And then I'm in here. I feel like it's very possible that I filled this portion in on Friday morning before work, because Thursdays are busy because of my kiddos' activities. So I just noted my morning routine. Again, drop-offs. Thursday I worked. It was another busy day. I ran all day. That was the day that I was like, I didn't think I was going to have enough time in between appointments, but it worked itself out. I made a quick Aldi run because I wanted some pizza for dinner. So we had pizza for dinner, and my youngest, Sophia, was already with my husband at her acting and vocal lessons. So Malaya and I hung out for a while and chatted, and then I filmed a YouTube video. I filmed my planner chat video, and then also the intro for this video before I even started editing, which that was a bold move, but you know how that goes. And then I edited the video. This was a funny day because the team group chat from work was lit, because I'll have to get into that another time. It was lit. I won first and second place in an art contest, and it was at one of the schools. And I'm like, did they have me like competing against kids? Because that's messed up. And I was like, I'm that guy. There's a meme. You guys will have to see it in my flip when I post my March flip. And so my coworker didn't tell anyone in the group chat that there was a community category. So I was getting roasted. It was pretty funny. So it was a good time. And then Friday was, again, same routine. I started my workday off a little bit late, but it was a productive day, and I did all the same stuff. I did manage to get up that morning and pay some bills. I chilled out when I got home from work, and then we decided to go get some gyros from a local restaurant called Hooligans, and our buddy Khalid was working, so I haven't seen him in forever, so we chatted with him, made a quick Walmart run, and then my husband had me watch the new Roadhouse movie. It was the most horrible movie I've ever seen in my life. Conor McGregor is a horrible actor. Me and Sophie were making fun of his walk. It was crazy. So do not recommend that movie. And then I noted that me and Sophie were like doodling and journaling for a bit and all that good stuff. And now that I'm thinking about it, and as I'm watching this clip, I actually filled all that in Saturday morning, not Friday morning. So I had already started filling out Saturday, and then I think Sunday I filled this in. So I noted that I slept in, I had some quiet time coffee, I filmed, and updated my memory keeper. And then I went in with a fountain pen and I tried to doodle some Easter eggs. I just was feeling a little artistic. They're not the prettiest, but whatever. We went to this event called Egg the City, where they have 90,000 eggs that kids in the community can hunt. And we had a good time. There was a petting zoo, and I got to hold a bunny, and there was a mini cow. It was so cute. Loved it. And then I had gym time after the event. It was actually right down the road from our gym, so we went to the gym, got a good workout in. And we came home. We ran to Walmart after the gym, and then I came home and tidied up. I installed a new toilet seat, and I told my husband, I was like, I just want you to know I'm an independent woman that needs no man's. It's pretty funny. Anyway, and then I ran to our local music store to get a cord for I used to teach Zumba, so I have like this really like big like DJ speaker, and the cords were missing. I think my husband accidentally threw them away. And so I went to go pick up some new cords and like an aux cord, because we were having people over for a barbecue. So we did that, and my husband's friend and my husband like grilled. We had ribs and we had burgers and we had brats. My dad came over. We had a good old time. And then I decided I wanted to make the Nutella bread pudding that I absolutely love. And so the girls and I ran to Aldi, and so I could make that. And then we had s'mores that evening. One of our guests actually had never had a s'more before, and I was like, we must rectify this situation immediately. And so we did that. And then Sunday, it was a typical day. I had my quiet time. I filmed a YouTube video where I got some happy mail from Pen, Paper, and Plans. That day I had a really horrific migraine. I ended up having to take 2 of my migraine pills, and it didn't touch it. So I had to take a nap. But before I took my nap, I managed to go grocery shopping at Walmart. And then, yeah, it was pretty rough. And then I did a ton of laundry. I was like, why do we have so much laundry this week all of a sudden? It was kind of crazy, but we got some laundry. After we kind of did our chores and all that stuff around the house, we did have some family time. I had my husband grill us some steak, and I made potatoes and green beans for dinner. I love having a good and delicious Sunday dinner. It's for us, it's just a way like we kind of let the weekend go out with a bang. And yeah, that was good. And then I did my Sunday self-care routine, which is when I wash my hair and I do all like my skincare stuff, like where I exfoliate and all that good stuff. That's my high maintenance day, as I call it. And then after that, it was like I planned my week. I did not film that. I journaled for a bit and I read, and I spent some time prepping for the week. My husband and I tried to watch Yellowstone, but our internet service was kind of janky, so we ended up watching Office Space. I love that movie, by the way. And that was it. So that is the weekly plan. And then at the end of this clip, you'll kind of see how the spread looks. I loved the way the spread came out. And let me know if you have any questions. And then this last portion is of me watercoloring. I actually did this on Sunday the 17th, and I just became obsessed with like painting windows, like summer or spring floral windows. And so that's basically what I am doing here. I had tried the night before to paint one, and I couldn't figure out why the flowers or something was off about the painting above the one I'm currently painting. And I couldn't figure it out, but something just looked off. And so Sophie, y'all don't know her, but she is Little Miss, does not hold her tongue and tells it like it is, but in a sweet way. And yeah, so anyway, so I was like, Sophie, why does this painting look weird? And she was like, oh, it's because your flowers look like they're floating. And I was like, spot on, kid. So I wanted to try the painting again. And like I said, or I don't know if I said that in my like intro clip, but this is not a tutorial. This is more so like me again showing another creative aspect of like my hobbies, I guess. I feel like I have quite a few hobbies, but they're all like very creative, and I love that. Like this one is also sped up in ×4 times. So it took me about 30 minutes to paint this piece. I had thought initially that I recorded me sketching out the window, but I did not. And that first little clip of the window, that was kind of like my reference. So I had my computer open and was looking at it. When I say reference, that term is very loosely based. It really just gives me an idea of like the shapes I want to use to create the painting. And so that's kind of like the purpose reference photos serve for me. I don't really use them like to do things exactly. It's more so just to kind of help me like get a basic idea of like shapes. But I got into watercoloring. It was summer of 2022. I had a hysterectomy, and I was very limited in what I was allowed, what I could do. If any of you guys have had hysterectomies, it's time, it takes time to heal. It's a pretty major surgery. And I know there's a lot of women that are forced to go back to work 2 weeks after, it took me 5 weeks to heal. And I was fortunate and privileged enough to be off of work during that time because I scheduled it out where school was out. And so at the time I had the surgery, I was off work anyway and still getting paid. So thankful for that. But sitting and not being able to do, I'm a pretty active person. And so not being able to do like the things that I enjoy doing was really difficult for me. So I had decided that I was going to teach myself how to watercolor. And I started with really cheap and inexpensive supplies from Hobby Lobby. I waited until they had, I think it was like the Master Touch brand, until they put those items on like 50% off. So I had a gift card from my graduation, and I bought a bunch of watercolor stuff. And I just started painting. I started watching YouTube tutorials, and the 3 that I found to be most helpful was Shada Campbell. In all 3 of these, I still watch their videos. Ellen Crummy Trent and Emma LaFave. Those 3 really helped me learn how to use watercolor. And I'm going to say I am not a person who believes that I have natural artistic talent. Before I was even in my mid-30s, I would tell you all day long, I cannot draw. I'm a horrible artist. I can't even draw stick people. And I think that was like I think it was really like something that just kind of like held me back in a lot of ways from trying, because I was, scared of failure, because I don't think most people are like natural born artists. I think you have your anomalies that are just really good, but I am a firm believer now that I've been doing this for almost 2 years and really trying to sketch for the past 3 years. So is that it's a skill you practice and a skill you hone in on. It's kind of like, to me, like your handwriting. Like there are some people that like have like the most gorgeous handwriting and their scripts are absolutely beautiful. And if you ask them about it, like it's like over time, the practice of doing it and repeating it and all of that is what helped them get really good at it. And so when I accepted that as my reality, as it relates to any type of art, I just happened to fall in love with watercoloring. When I accepted that as the reality, then that's when I really felt like I did improve as an artist and I was so open to learning. So I encourage you, this is me kind of getting in here, is I encourage you to try, if you're interested in art, sketching, whatever, to just try it and practice it. There's I think art is for everyone. And I think it's something that with practice, like you'll see improvement, because I can honestly say for me, I saw improvement in being able to do that as well. So I'll finish this video out, and I appreciate you guys watching. I want to say that this right here, doing watercoloring, writing in my planners, all that good stuff, has been a major part in managing and maintaining like good mental health with me, because I keep my hands busy. I have an outlet of sorts, and it's just so relaxing to sit with myself and really just focus on the work, or focus on doing things that I enjoy. So anyway, I'm going to let this video play out, but if you made it to the end, God bless you. Thank you, because this is a long video, and I appreciate your, support. But yeah, so if there are any questions about anything that was in this video, please, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm getting better at responding to my YouTube comments. And so thank you so much for joining me and sticking with me during this. I guess this is me doing something very different than I typically do on my channel. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please, let me know. Give me some feedback on whether or not this was something you enjoyed. I guess I will see you guys in my next video. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye, my friends.